morning, children. Hope you all are doing well. In yesterday's session, we learned about the introduction of rains and rivers. Let me quickly recapitulate what we have seen in yesterday's class regarding the rain. This unit consists of two parts. One regarding rain, the other is about rivers. First, let us learn about rain. There were some important terminology involved in rainfall. What we try to understand yesterday. The terms like evaporation we have seen yesterday, condensation, humidity, and precipitation. And these all are involved in the process of water cycle. This is what we try to understand in the yesterday's class. So let me quickly re-explain these terms because they form the important content of the water cycle. Evaporation is nothing but a process through which water turns into vapor is called as evaporation. The process through which vapor turns into the drops of water is called as condensation. I repeat it. The process through which water converts into vapor is called as evaporation. The process through which vapor converts back into water is called as condensation. Third one is humidity. The invisible water vapor present in the air is called as humidity. Generally, in the months of April and May, you find high humidity. So that invisible water vapor present in the air is called as humidity. Precipitation is nothing but the different forms of condensed water back depositing onto the earth's surface is called as precipitation. Rainfall is one such form of precipitation. Apart from rainfall, you find snowfall, you find dew, sleet, fog. These all are the forms of precipitation. So these are the terms which are involved in the process of water cycle. So water cycle, what is this water cycle? The water getting evaporated from the earth's surface, forming as a cloud and getting condensed and depositing back onto the earth's surface is called as water cycle. This entire cycle is so useful for the mankind for his development. Now we shall further learn about how these clouds gets transported onto the inlands. You know it very well, children, that evaporation takes place heavily in the oceans because oceans are the vast water bodies. So evaporation takes place largely over the ocean. So automatically it also rains heavily over the ocean than inland. Very little rainfall is received on the lands than on the ocean. So these clouds which bear rain are carried or transported inland with the help of winds. The winds which bring these cloud bearing rains or the rains which bear clouds onto the inland are called as monsoon winds. Monsoon winds. These winds bring the rain bearing clouds into the inland. These clouds travel thousands of kilometers inland and they bring rainfall. Much of the rainfall which we received today, yesterday evening there was a rainfall. So much of the rainfall which occurs is because of these monsoon winds. These monsoon winds are also called as southwest monsoon winds. This southwest monsoon winds has two arms. One, Bay of Bengal. The other is Arabian Sea. Much of the rainfall in India occurs because of this southwest monsoon. The winds blow from southwest direction. For that reason, we call it as southwest monsoon. The winds blow from the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, and they bring much of the rainfall to India. I'll show you the India map, how the winds blow, in which direction the winds blow from the Bay of Bengal and from the Arabian Sea. Children, this is a map which shows the direction of the winds. This is the India map. You can see the arrow marks shown here. These are the directions in which the winds blow from the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. And these green marked areas are the areas which receive heavy rain. The Shillong Plateau as well as the western coast of India receive heavy rain. So why these areas receive heavy rainfall, we shall see now. The cloud bearing rains, the clouds which bring rain, get obstructed on their path while moving inland by the western ghats. As a result of that, they further rise up. These clouds rise up and the further ascent will lead to a heavy rainfall in that region. That's the reason why the hilly regions, the other side of a hill, receives a heavy rainfall. So the western part of India, which possesses western ghats, and the Shillong Plateau region, which is above the sea level, also receive heavy rainfall because of this fact. Apart from the southwest monsoon, we even have another monsoon wind also. We call it as northeast monsoon. If we discuss the rainfall in Telangana after summer months like April, May and June, by the beginning of June, these monsoon winds start blowing onto the Telangana region. Especially by the mid of June, monsoons enter Telangana region. Monsoons enter India from Kerala in the first week of June, and later by mid-June it enters into Telangana. Much of monsoon rains occur in Telangana region, in the northern and in the eastern part of Telangana. Much of the rain. So the northernmost part and the easternmost part is covered with the districts like Adilabad, Karimnagar, Gopalpalli and Khammam. These parts of Telangana region receive heavy rain. Whereas the remaining part of Telangana plateau receives low rainfall, and Mahabubnagar district, the present day Jogulamba and Manapatti districts of Telangana, receive very low rain. Even for most of the years, they suffer with drought, scarcity of rain. So there are conditions like flood as well as drought because of rainfall. If there is a heavy rainfall, it leads to floods. If there is a scarcity of rainfall, then it leads to drought. These two conditions we experience in different parts of Telangana. Telangana receives much of its rainfall because of southwest monsoon. But by the month of October, the winds get reversed and they blow towards the northeast direction. From the Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea, they blow towards the northeast direction. As a result of this northeast monsoon, only Coromandel coast, the Tamil Nadu coast, which is called as Coromandel coast, receives a heavy rainfall in the months of October and November. Generally, Diwali and Dashera season time, much of the rainfall occurs on the Tamil Nadu coast and even the south coast of Andhra Pradesh. It consists of Nellore and Guntur parts of Guntur. Many cyclones form or depressions form in the Bay of Bengal, and it brings rainfall to the coastal regions of Andhra Pradesh and very little rainfall. It may or it may not bring rainfall to Telangana region. Much of the rainfall occurs in Andhra Pradesh because of these cyclones and because of the depressions which form over the Bay of Bengal. And when we talk about how much rainfall occurred in a particular area, how is it measured? The instrument used to measure this rain is rain gauge. This is the instrument which is used to measure the rainfall. Generally, rainfall is measured in the units like millimeters or centimeters. This making of rain gauge is very easy, children. You can make rain gauge on your own. Take a empty bottle, a plastic bottle, cut it with the help of a knife, okay, and reverse the cap onto it as it is shown in the textbook. Okay, put some sand so that it doesn't lose its balance, and put it in the open area in the rainfall. See that nothing obstructs it, neither the wall or tree obstructs it. Open it, put it in an open place where it can collect rainwater. And after the rainfall, after a week or month, okay, measure it with the help of a scale. You can understand how many centimeters of rainfall occurred over the past 1 month or a week, or how many millimeters of water has been collected by that instrument. So such instrument is called as a rain gauge, which helps in measuring the rainfall. There is a table given in the textbook showing for the past 10 years statistics of Siricilla rainfall from 1990 to 2010. So you can observe how many millimeters of rainfall occurred in Siricilla for the past 20 years. So this is how we can measure the rainfall. So draw a map showing heavy rainfall areas, low rainfall areas, and very low rainfall areas of Telangana, and mark it with different colors. Heavy rainfall areas, mark it with green. Low rainfall areas, mark it with brown, and very low areas with red. So draw a map of Telangana showing the rainfall. Thank you, children.